In 2025, the Philippine military has taken a bold leap forward, capturing the attention of both allies and adversaries across Southeast Asia. With a renewed defense posture, heightened by years of geopolitical tensions and rapid military modernization among regional powers, the Philippines is no longer content with being a passive player. This year marks the arrival of the most ambitious defense initiative in the nation's modern history, one that includes a record procurement and deployment of over 52,000 missile units integrated across all branches of the armed forces of the Philippines. Welcome to Philippine Military Missile 52,000. This channel dives deep into the Philippines' growing defense capability, and today, we take you inside the 2025 missile modernization revolution that's reshaping regional power dynamics. The foundation of this transformation lies in the revised AFP modernization program, a long-term initiative that was reignited in the late 2010s. However, it's only in recent years, particularly in 2023 through 2025, that the pace of development exploded. Driven by increasing tensions in the West Philippine Sea and pressure from both the United States and ASEAN defense partners, the Philippine government dedicated an unprecedented portion of its national budget to defense, 280 billion pesos. A significant share allocated to missile acquisition, radar integration, and advanced surveillance. Let's break this down. The number 52,000 may seem almost surreal, but it's not just about long-range ballistic missiles. The figure encompasses various categories of missile systems: surface-to-air, air-to-surface, coastal defense cruise missiles, ship-launched systems, man-portable anti-tank missiles, and drone-deployed guided munitions. The objective is to create an integrated, multi-layered defense web capable of responding to threats by land, air, and sea. One of the headline developments this year has been the successful deployment of the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile systems, co-developed by India and Russia, now fully operational with the Philippine Marine Corps and Navy. The deployment of these systems to strategic locations such as Palawan and Zambales has given the Philippines the capability to deter, track, and target naval threats within 290 kilometers, covering large portions of contested waters. And this is just the start. Through direct defense agreements and government-to-government deals, the Philippines has secured new missile platforms from key allies. From Israel, the Spider air defense systems and Delilah cruise missiles. From South Korea, the Kyunggung-2 medium-range SAM systems. From the United States, the HIMARS mobile rocket artillery platforms and access to the PAC-3 Patriot systems under joint training operations. These systems are not merely stockpiled, they are actively integrated. The Joint Defense Command Center, located in Camp Aguinaldo, now houses a central missile operations command, linking data feeds from ground radar, naval sonar arrays, and aerial drones. This integration enables precision targeting and real-time response coordination, allowing even small Philippine units to act with modern efficiency and deadly effectiveness. And let's not overlook the Philippine Air Force. Once mocked as the Air Force without planes, in 2025, it now commands multi-role fighters armed with radar-guided and heat-seeking air-to-air missiles. The FA-50PH light fighters are now equipped with the AIM-9X Sidewinder and Derby missiles. Discussions are ongoing for a possible acquisition of F-16s or the newer KF-21 Brahmi jets from South Korea, further increasing the country's long-range strike capabilities. Perhaps one of the most underappreciated but critical areas is the proliferation of man-portable missile systems. These weapons are lightweight, agile, and deadly and are now being widely distributed across Philippine Army battalions. With the acquisition of Javelin and Spiker anti-tank guided missiles, Philippine infantry now holds credible deterrence against both mechanized and amphibious assaults. In a country with over 7,600 islands, mobility and distributed firepower are not just advantages, they are necessities. But none of this comes without challenges. Logistics, training, and maintenance are ongoing hurdles. The AFP must not only deploy but sustain and master this arsenal. Thousands of troops are undergoing missile operator training programs, supported by the United States, Japan, and Australia. Maintenance personnel are being trained in advanced diagnostics, repair, and handling. Simulation labs are now part of the regular curriculum in all three service academies. And there's the elephant in the room, China. The Philippines' missile modernization is not occurring in a vacuum. Satellite data, naval reports, and intelligence briefings point to increased militarization by China in the West Philippine Sea. Artificial islands have become fully armed outposts, capable of launching aircraft, missiles, and radar jamming operations. But 2025 is different from 2015. Today, the Philippines can respond. In early May 2025, a standoff occurred between a Philippine Coast Guard patrol and a Chinese vessel near Sabino Shoal. Unlike previous years, this time the patrol was shadowed by a Philippine Navy corvette equipped with surface-launched Exocet missiles. Overhead, a UAF fed live video to headquarters in real time. The tension escalated, but the message was clear: the game has changed. That's not to say the Philippines seeks war. On the contrary, the very purpose of the 52,000 missile doctrine is deterrency, a peace through strength. By showcasing credible capability, the Philippines aims to avoid conflict by raising the cost of aggression. With allies conducting joint naval drills and the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement giving the U.S. access to more Philippine bases, the missile expansion is part of a broader security architecture. Let's talk about the future. Beyond 2025, the Philippine Department of National Defense is exploring the deployment of next-generation hypersonic glide vehicles, long-range loitering munitions, and AI-powered targeting systems. Domestic defense manufacturing is also ramping up. Through partnerships with Israel and South Korea, local assembly of missile components is underway, creating jobs and technological transfer that could lead to a more self-reliant national defense industry. This effort is more than just military, it's psychological. For decades, the Philippine armed forces were seen as under-equipped, reactive, and reliant. Now, a new generation of soldiers, sailors, and aviators is emerging, are trained, confident, and armed with tools that match their commitment. But modernization is not a finish line, it's a constant process. The Philippines' archipelagic nature demands a flexible, adaptive doctrine, and the presence of over 52,000 missile units must be matched with strategy, intelligence, and political will. The threat matrix is evolving: a gray zone warfare, cyber attacks, proxy conflicts. Missiles alone are not enough, but they are a message. A message that the Philippines will no longer be sidelined. This year, 2025, will be remembered as the point where the Philippines stopped merely reacting and started shaping its own defense destiny. The deployment of these 52,000 missile systems is not just a statistic, it's a statement. One that echoes across the South China Sea, from the shores of Palawan to the towers of Beijing. On this channel, Philippine Military Missile 52,000, we'll keep tracking every update, every deployment, and every story that matters to our national defense. We'll bring you field reports, interviews with defense experts, insights from retired generals, and footage from live drills. Because defending the homeland is not just the job of soldiers, it's the concern of every Filipino. If you're watching this, you're part of that mission. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications so you never miss an update. Whether it's a BrahMos test fire, a new defense pact, or the rollout of anti-drone systems across our bases, we'll keep you informed. This is Philippine Military Missile 52,000A, where the future of Filipino defense is.